We're going to perform the indicated operation and simplify as needed. Now, technically, those directions could be for any operation, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, namely. But in all these cases, we're adding, and then later on we'll do some subtracting. I'm going to keep that in. Remember, to add or subtract fractions, you must have a common denominator. All of these have a common denominator in this section. So 12x over 5 plus 8x over 5, we could write that as 12x plus 8x all over 5. Now, writing that step is completely optional. You can go right to combining like terms to make 20x over 5. And since the numerator is a product, 20 times x, the 20 and the 5 reduce down to 4x. So again, to add or subtract, you need to have a common denominator. Part B, we already have a common denominator. So when we add the numerators, we can just combine like terms. 9x plus 10x makes 19x. 4 plus 2 makes 6. And we keep the denominator the same, 6x. This is the answer to part B. Do not reduce the x's. You can't cancel the x's because there's a sum in the numerator. You can't cancel the 6's for the same reason, there's a sum in the numerator. If that were 19x times 6, then we can cancel the 6 and the x. But since it's 19x plus 6, nothing we can do. So leave it alone. Part C. Same exact approach. We can combine like terms. 2x squared plus 8x squared makes 10x squared. Negative 3x plus 3x. These cancel, so I made that bar too big. Maybe I'll just extend my 2. Nailed it. All over the same denominator of 5x minus 5. The denominator can be factored because we can take out a 5. And we would be left with x minus 1. And now the 10 and the 5 reduce to 2 over 1. You don't have to write the 1. I'm just doing it for visual. So upstairs, I'd only have 2x squared now. And downstairs, since that's a 1, I don't need to write it. I could just say x minus 1. Now let's try some subtraction with a common denominator. Oh, I lied. Part F's got an addition. Yeah, you'll see. Part D. Be careful. I am going to write down all the steps here. We have a common denominator, so I can make one fraction. And the numerator would be 19x plus 6 minus, notice what I'm using, parentheses. So we put the 14x plus 8, the second numerator, in parentheses because it follows the subtraction. And then technically, to make it more visual, I'm going to distribute that negative through. So 19x plus 6 minus 14x minus 8, all over 8x squared. As you might guess, the most common mistake is students put the negative on the 14, but not on the 8. So combining like terms in the numerator, 19x minus 14x is 5x, and plus 6 minus 8 is negative 2, all over 8x squared. Nothing cancels, leave this alone. Part E. Can you see green? Oh yeah, you can totally see green. I'm doing green. Again, subtraction. So please take a second. Let me put a little barrier there. Okay. Please take a second. Use parentheses. Distribute that negative through. We'd have 4x squared plus 5x minus 9. That stays the same because it's before the subtraction. And then distributing the negative through, we got minus 3x squared minus 3x plus 10 all over x squared plus 6x plus 5. Combining like terms, we get x squared plus 2x plus 1 all over x squared plus 6x plus 5. This looks to be complete, but unfortunately the numerator does factor. It's a perfect square, x plus 1 quantity squared. And the denominator is x plus 5, x plus 1 in either order. Well, we lose one of the two x plus 1's upstairs. We lose the x plus 1 downstairs, leaving us with x plus 1 over x plus 5. Part F. I hope it fits. Since we have a common denominator, we can add the numerators. X cubed plus 8 over x plus 2. Now, this looks very innocent. However, it gets fun. I'm going to actually use this space down here. X cubed plus 8 is a sum of cubes. X plus 2 times x squared minus 2x plus 4 all over x plus 2. And then what happens to those x plus 2's? I know you said it out loud. You get x squared minus 2x plus 4. So again, if you have a common denominator, add or subtract the numerators. Be careful with subtraction because you have to distribute. And then as we saw in E and F, you might have to factor and cancel.